and welcome to another thrilling edition of the P&B Sports Show on Politics and Business TV. I'm your host, Abel Sunday. The FIFA World Cup reaches the business end as two of the tournament's most impressive sides, France and Morocco, lock horns in a blockbuster quarterfinal showdown. Can Los Blancos experience carry them through, or will the Atlas Lions continue their remarkable giant-killing run and book a historic place in the semi-finals? Joining me today in the studio to break down the tactics, the key battle, standout by players, and predictions is sport analyst and also media sport professional Josiah Amedu. John, also from the Asian city of Benin, and also Caleb Jackson, all the way from Port Harcourt. Stay with us as the P&B World Cup show start now.
Countdown is over. The world is ready. From June 11th to July 19th, football takes center stage as the biggest FIFA World Cup.
Make the P&B Sports Show part of your weekday routine.
Philogene in the penalty area, twisting and turning. He tries to flick it towards goal.
Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Make the P&B Sports Show part of your weekday routine.
Into Osimhen.
30 minutes of breaking headlines, in-depth analysis, match preview, PM, one explosive hour of fearless opinion, heated debate, and non-stop football conversation. Weekdays at 9 a.m., Saturdays at 1 p.m. Stay ahead of the... Welcome back. It's the P&B Sports Show, reaching you live from the nation's capital. Of course, I'm being joined again by Josiah Delight Ahmed. Josiah, good evening. It's a wet day today in Abuja.
Well, it's a wet day, and it's getting stiffer. It's getting exciting, and anywhere from now, the new world champions, or those who actually have retained it before, maybe Argentina might pick it back.
God forbid.
Today is one day.
I know I will bust into laughter. God forbid.
Is one day that will decide whether the French team will inch into the finals or whether they will be saying bye-bye. Because the Moroccans and then the Africans have a way of embarrassing big teams. And let's see whether the Moroccans can do it. Unfortunately, Egypt is out with some controversial statement by the coach, and it's not going well with the administrators of this event because they have alluded and they have complained that this World Cup is a match-fixing game that they want to give to Argentina again because of Lionel Messi.
A lot of people are talking. Even the coach came out. I think we'll have a video concerning that. Mohamed Salah's also interview. Probably we'll play it in the course of this program. I think our producer have that video. It will play it in the course of this program. But a lot of things. But Errol, good evening. How is Benin this evening?
Good evening, Mr. Idel. Good evening, Mr. Josiah. Good evening, Josh. It's a pleasure to be here again this evening.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
We're pushing.
You know, Edo is always calm and is shining. If you have money, the best place to spend your money is Edo State. Am I right, Errol?
You are very well.
Also, we have Jackson Caleb, the insightful Jackson Caleb. I call him that. He's a firebrand. Jackson, how are you? How is Port Harcourt this evening?
Port Harcourt has been very cold since morning, but I mean we are pushing.
Jackson, don't worry, I'll get you a heater so that you could warm some water to get to bath, right? Okay, let's start with maybe I'll start with Josiah before I'll get to Eru. I know Eru is Argentina fan, but no problem.
Argentina is like it's really
he's happy.
It's like he's
everything is, you know this kind of thing. When he favors you, it's God's doing. But when he does not favor you, it's like it's corruption.
I don't know whether it's wearing a Barcelona jersey or an Argentine jersey. Unfortunately, your team is under
scrutiny.
That's scrutiny.
Yeah, we need to scrutinize them because
maybe. You said what?
Yes, favoring them now is good. It's the last doing.
I want to start with telling you that this FIFA football, right from inception, is a political fight between countries.
Yeah,
they cannot go to war with bullets or gun, but they go on the field of play to see how they can outwit any country. If they can subdue you on the court in the field of play, it means that I've overrun you in victory. So you have to keep quiet. I'm telling you that your master. So that's one of the things that politics also does.
Exactly.
The quiet way with sports tussle and sport, gaming or whatever I want to call it. But however, it has been that the World Cup, this World Cup has been one of the most bizarre that has been so much.
A lot of controversies.
The devil with controversies, and particularly match fixers are beginning to get more money. Before they used to arrest them, but now we are seeing that even the referees, the African referees, are even complaining that the South African CAF president representing Africa seeming to be eluding with the FIFA president to want to see how they can continue to masquerade themselves and then subdue African countries so that these European countries can win this World Cup. That is an allegation that is going on right now. And some African countries are saying that they're giving them less matches to play, to officiate, at the expense of Europeans who are fixing the matches to the detriment of their other countries. I don't know what you have to say about that. But for me, I can tell you that I don't believe that it's a match fixing game. I believe that it's just that some countries, their might and their strength getting this far is not enough to take them wherever they are going. They can complain. How can Egypt complain of a 2 goals lead at about how many minutes to go?
79 minutes. And is it 2-0? Before I left the studios some day back, I told you that Argentina will win this game. I said about 3-1 or something. But why I said that was that, and you can bear me with this. You in Port Harcourt. I said you said the same thing that they're going to win, and I said it's going to be the magical boot of Lionel Messi that will make the Argentines to win, and that was what happened. Because the Egyptians they became very arrogant and became very proud. How can you be leading 2 points, and then you not bring your defensive player out, and then you introduce a kind of a system? You always talk about that system. Do you see where it fails most coaches? That I tell you most times you cannot predict what a coach can bring to the fore. But unfortunately, they are out. They should not be crying hula baloo. That is gone. It's a non-debitis. Let them appear in 4 years' time. If Super Eagles that Abel is going to coach, we allow them to qualify. Why will Super Eagles be the first African nation to win the World Cup? I'm telling you, you are thinking about it. But if the video is ready, I don't know, the Mo Salah video is ready for for his interview, his post-match, if it is ready, they should just play it so that we can take it from there. But before we go there, look at the Egyptian the Egyptian team. I don't want to cross over to what is going to happen today. I want us to finish with this Egypt and Argentina game before. Is the video ready? Okay, please let's get the Mo Salah interview first, and before we go ahead.
ممكن الموضوع بقى يبقى تسويق، يعني هو ممكن يكونوا عايزين يعملوا كاس العالم، عايزين يخلوا بطل الكاس العالم اللي فات يكون موجود، عايزين يخلوا ميسي موجود. لكن احنا عملنا اللي علينا، بشكر لعيبتي جدا وبقول للجماهير المصريه والشعب المصري والعربي والافريقي كلهم في من الاوقات ممكن تتعب وتعمل اللي عليك بس في نفس الوقت.
Okay, I think we're unable to get the Mo Salah, but that's the coach of Egypt. Let me start with you before I come back to the student here. Please, if you're not talking, mute your call, please. Mute your mic, I beg. So that it will not interfere with the studio. Yes, sir. So Eru, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So looking at Mo Salah's the coach came out and was complaining about the officiating, and of course he was carrying foul that most of the calls did not go their way after that, and a whole lot, and even accusing FIFA of that, and they should calling out, the federation came out to call out for the referee to be banned from officiating. But what do you say about that?
I didn't get that.
Yeah, okay. Let's go for a break. We'll come back then. Let's go for a break. When we come back to continue the conversation.
in history of the countdown is over, the world is ready. From June 11th to July 19th, football takes center stage as the biggest.
No distraction, just pure unfiltered sport action.
Diogo Dalot, he pulls from the left.
Make the P&B Sports Show part of your weekday routine.
Rotherham, Philogene in the penalty area, twisting and turning. He tries to flick it towards goal.
Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Make the P&B Sports Show part of your weekday routine.
Into Osimhen.
30 minutes of breaking headlines, in-depth analysis, match preview. Come back. Please, Caleb, can you mute your mic, please? Okay. Eru, can you hear me now?
Yes, very clearly.
Okay. So quickly. You saw I was asking you about the coach of the Egyptian team. After the game, he came out and was crying foul that the game did not go in his way, and there was a lot of referee did not call a lot of things. There's a bias there, and he's calling, and the federation has come out to call on FIFA to ban the referee that officiated that game. But let me get your take on that.
There's a popular saying that after election, there is no more campaign. After election, everybody goes. So he has the right to air his view. That's his opinion. That's his take. I'm not blaming him for doing that. Anybody who should may also want to do that. You see, while I agree with the fact that there were some controversies in the game, there were some wrong calls by the referee. But like I was discussing with somebody about the match, I said, I'm not saying this because I'm a Messi fan. I'm being very sincere here. This is not the first time we are seeing wrong calls in games, in football games. We have watched games where one of the reasons I personally do not like Anthony Taylor today is as a result of too many wrong calls that he gives whenever he's in charge of refereeing any changes back. That's one of the reasons I don't like him. So it's not a new thing that we are seeing the referee giving wrong calls. If the Egyptians are willing to cry, the guy that scored the second goal, that took off his shirt and the goal was against the Salah, he was not issued a yellow card. Take off your contract, he took off his shirt. He was not covered. Even after the goal was disallowed, he was not okay. Is that not their own call on the part of the referee?
Because they cancelled the goal, they need to compensate him now. They cancelled the goal, they'll still give him a red card. Since they cancelled the goal, they need to compensate him.
The rule is the rule. The rule does not work with emotions. The rule is the rule. The rule is the rule. The rule is not emotional. That is the rule. That's all. If you need to, I was asking somebody who kept posting on WhatsApp, read or drink. I told somebody, I said, first of all, I personally do not believe that you can read a tournament in favor of one thing. There are so many variables involved in hosting a competition. So I don't believe that you can read it in favor of the party, especially when they are not even the host country. That's in my book.
Okay.
So what do I believe? Yes, there can be wrong calls and reputation. So from the Egyptian coach, in my opinion, it is his personal opinion, he has rights to behind you. But I think that just like I don't want to said earlier, we should rather go back and sit down to ask yourself, how did we give away a 2-goal lead in the 86th minute?
It's quite unfortunate. That's another.
That was not goal. There is goal. That was not a goal. So are you sure that's over?
Yeah, I think I want to agree with you there. I think you have a point. But quickly, Caleb, let's I don't know if you want to agree with Eru, but let's go to I don't know. Do you want to talk about this Morocco Egypt stuff?
I didn't get the question.
Okay, I said, can you react to what I just asked Eru? The question I asked Eru, now react to it.
So, just like Aaron started with his thing, there is always this banter saying that when you lose, there are excuses, but when you win, it becomes a troll. So, looking in the light of that game, definitely I was watching as I will not say a neutral person because I wanted Egypt to go through. But then again, rightfully, I think one of the problems we have had this season is inconsistency. Let's even go, I'm sorry to digress, but let us take our minds back to the Premier League. One of the reasons why a lot of us will not happy is because we saw a lot of inconsistencies, especially in Arsenal games and other things.
You correcting.
There were some certain like I saw one of them that harvested against Ball that should have been a red card. For instance, he walked away with it. And then subsequently we saw those offenses being carded. So now, coming back to the World Cup game, we expected VRO to be of a higher consecration to the officiating. Even if the referees can't do the job, at least the VRO should be able to interfere in those situations. But however, if you had one job to do, win your game. I mean, you had probably just 10 minutes, just like Mr. Josiah said. I don't know what is wrong with these African countries. They feel that once the game has maybe got to 18 minutes or something, the game has ended. It's a 90-minute game. The last 10 minutes of your game is where you need to secure your game. Senegal did the same thing, and then they came up with the whole Belgium physicality. And you cannot expect that they will not start reviewing everything. Now, sorry to say, one of the football rules is that you cannot blow the whistle for a particular team when the opposition has the ball until the play has been concluded. Now, that is one rule that a lot of people don't want to hear. Let us go to the Uruguay Cape Verde game. When the Uruguay player was trying to help the Cape Verde player with his cramps, immediately Uruguay was attacking. He left the players left and focused on the ball. And he gave the assist that ended up being a Uruguay. He came back with complaining that the referee didn't call. But the referee didn't call because the game, the ball in play, ended up as a goal. So this is a football rule that we are seeing in application. It's just that it does not seem to favor one side, but it goes well in the favor of the other.
All right.
And then again, you want to mention
Okay. Well said. Okay, Caleb. We've already talked. Let's come back. Let's go to. Please, Caleb, can you mute your mic, please? It's bouncing back. Okay, Mr. Josiah, we've seen. Let's go to the main discussion for today. I just brought that one in just for a light hand, but let's go to the main business of the day. A whole lot of controversies online. We have 5 Argentine referees to officiate Morocco versus France. What does that tell you?
If I were to be
what is the signal this is sending?
There's going to be a big of a issue. If the Argentine officiating
the French team,
against the French team, I can tell you that the French team is out.
Because they are fine. But Mr. Josiah,
I can tell you why. Because they will be more comfortable to play. Argentina will be more
to play Morocco than France.
Because let me tell you why. They will never want a repeat of what happened in 2022.
But Mr. Delight,
yes.
Because I even want to ask now.
Yes.
Let's assume both of us were neutral, and you now bring this now. Forget nothing, like maybe nothing is even going on. You bring 5. You know this guys. This is the 2 best things.
This is where
you get. Then you now bring 5 of their country of Argentine referees to officiate their game.
This is where most of the countries are complaining that there's a deliberate ploy by the FIFA executive and the FIFA technical department to stage manage a game that will favor Argentina into the finals.
But Mr. Delight, even if that's not the case, but with this, you give room for people to talk about it.
Psychologically, if an Argentine referee is on the field to officiate between the French and the Moroccan team, already there's a bias already there. Whether the French team win or anything, it's already a bias event that you have produced for the people to see. So there are definitely going to be a mixed emotions on this matter. Now, who do you think you want to bring to officiate this kind of game? You bring a South American referee who does not belong to Europe, does not belong to Africa, and then you can have a balance. But for now, I don't know who they are going to choose, because even the African referees, as yesterday I was reading, were complaining. And do you know where most of these referees are from? They are from Egypt, Morocco. To tell you also, they themselves had a plan for Africa. Oh, if you go maybe by insight, you will see what this FIFA World Cup for this year, this year has produced. Is a controversial, a lot of controversial. Little wonder they stopped that Somalian man not to come into
America.
But adventure, the Americans also have screened and done their due intelligence to find out that some of these referees are not good referees. This guy was talking about the referee that officiated in EPL. Now the issue right now is about the referee and the players and the coaches. So right now it's becoming very dirty. That this World Cup is a game that if you don't play well and score high and make your
life to be evil, definitely will be able
honestly, any small error that they give anybody will take advantage of it. So you don't give any, like for instance now, why I don't want to believe that there's a game plan against Egypt. How can you lose you are scoring 2-0 and then at about 10 minutes or how many minutes to go, you just threw it away, and you think that Messi does not and the Argentines just came for a stroll of park or upon in the pitch? It's not so. I've seen people score 3 goals in 3 minutes. You were the one that gave me an analysis that 2 goals by America or something was scored in 90 minutes. So who told you that teams can win even though you are leading 4? The Battle of Daman, the Nigeria went. They were down by how many goals? You
are going too far. They met the Argentina Morocco. It was in 14 minutes they scored 3 goals.
So what are you talking about? So nobody should not say that they stage manage a game for.
Okay, well said. And I think I want to agree with you. And of course, Eru said something very, very clear, and which I strongly believe. He said nobody had Messi to score that. Nobody gave an assist. He gave an assist. He also scored one. Yes. Yeah. So and nobody had the officials did not come and give him. Why didn't they mark that guy that headed the last goal?
Or maybe there was a juju that held their legs.
Okay, probably they have one Baba there.
No, one juju, Argentine juju. Maybe the voodoo juju.
Okay, let's cross over to the ancient city of Benin. Looking at this now on ground, and this is trending all over the internet, having 5 Argentine referees officiating the Morocco-France game, and you know that Argentina is one of the strong contenders for this championship, and now you are putting 5 referees to know that France also is one of the strong contenders as well for this championship. So what will you say? Is there a bias there? Because I think, to be honest, if a European country is playing and an African country is playing, I think the best way to go to
South America
to go and get some,
or go to Asia.
Exactly, to balance the equation. Not that even if you are even going to put Argentina, at least mix it now. Not 5 Argentina on this. So let me get your take on that.
I think on this, I sincerely think that France don't get it completely right, because just as we have established, there have already been a lot of controversy in regards to this tournament, in regards to officiating, allegations of match fixing, allegations of match. I think this is the point where there are even allegations of political involvement, and the hearing thought that Trump and the White House have called the FIFA president to
overturn red card.
A lot of things. I think this is the FIFA government that they continue to actually begin to correct these impressions if there are no truth to these allegations. And then in the heat of the moment, in the heat of all of this going on, you are having a kind of I'm not even saying Argentina. All the referees are from one. It doesn't tell well. Yes, I've been saying on the net, people are trying to counter it that yes, the Argentina game against 3 of the referees from France. But then again, the 5 of them were not from France. They have 3 French referees and 2 from Norway. You can't compare it to the entire 5, the center referee, the 2 linesmen, the match commissioner, and the reserve referee. They are all from one country. You may want to say, oh, maybe because of language. Nah, it doesn't matter. If for any reason, I think the last piece should have been from Argentina is not the only South American country. If you so desire that because the European team is playing an African team, the referees have to be from South America. Argentina is not the only South American team. I don't think Argentina is the only country that student South American referees to the World Cup. So in my own books, I don't think people got this exactly right. this further goes to. And do you know the funny thing about situations like this? If anything mistakenly goes wrong in that game, whether or not it
Yes, they will pin it on. They will pin it on this. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. If anything goes wrong, maybe there's a wrong call on France, anything at all goes wrong, or Morocco even manages to defeat France, oh my God, don't worry.
And someone that is messy that you don't like to explain.
So of course, definitely. Okay, let's go to Port Harcourt and let's get Caleb's take on this. Caleb, you are here. You are hearing the conversation, right? So let's get your take on that referee's issues.
Actually, just like Erosion said, if you watch the game, actually, 3/5 referees are usually from the same country, mostly the three and the two African ones. Yeah, the last man. The highest I have seen is actually 4, and I think that was in one of Switzerland's game where the fourth official was from the same country, and then he was later moved to the reserve referee instead of the fourth official, so as to prove a balance in the game. So just like John, you said everything. If there's any mishap in the game, it's going to fall back to the referee. And I think I would blame FIFA for a lack of. I would like to say they did not do enough balancing in the sense that we have Brazil, we have Paraguay. At least pick from this order. Since you want South America, there's no problem that the officiating has to come from South America to balance it, or even Asia. But if eventually you decide it has to come from South America, definitely not all 5 of them. It doesn't show justice to the game. It doesn't prove. And now, even the FIFA president has come under the light for political scrutiny. But this again does not put you in a good stand. It doesn't show your reputation. We are still trying to come over the saga where he said we suffered with Argentina, and then he retracted the statement and later said we are neutral. So these are some other incidents that are showing that, oh, you are tending towards supporting a side. So I feel it is not too late, because I feel anything can be done even for the game. To say, okay, can we make one change to one of the officials? It is to change the game and pick from any other random country at once to make sure that everything falls back in place, and the positive of the coaches and the members of that country is pacified. Because as long as this game goes on, France will definitely not be the happier part of this conversation. Morocco may have no problem because they might want to play and they are Africa. But looking at the issue between France and Argentina, France will be looking to complain at every foul not called, every wrong turn not through. So I just feel that there's still something FIFA can do at least before this game goes on.
All right, there's something FIFA can do at least before this game goes on. Caleb, please, can you help us mute your mic? Delight, if you look at the game now, Caleb, can you mute your mic, please? Thank you. Okay, Delight, looking at the game now, and with these controversies, if you are the coach of the French team, what will you be telling your players? Or before then, don't you think the French FA have a responsibility to do here? Can they protest? And can they protest and say, okay, please, we don't want this? Don't they have the right to protest to change the officials?
Well, I don't know whether the games for all the group matches from the beginning to the end, they have written the names of the referees that are going to officiate till the end.
That's another point.
It could be one.
Yeah.
And if that is done, then you rule out bias from it.
Because they don't know if France will go to get to that place. Yeah.
Then you can give them a pass mark. But if it be that as the game proceeds,
that's
you
when
are nominating referees, then you should not be foolish. Immediately you see this kind of matchup, you should be able to tell the technical department, let there be an adjustment. If possible, you can call for a neutral referee. But one of the things I know that most of these referees that they brought have gone through some FIFA Cooper test and training, and have been inducted and have gone through some inductions pertaining to the kind of things they want to see at the World Cup. And there are certain sports that they look at. That's why sometimes maybe there's an infringement, they will not even call. For instance, in those days, any attack on a spotlight star is a foul. Like for instance, Lionel Messi. If it were to be foul, that I know what they call the protection of stars, who make their event to boom and to make money, and because of that they like to protect their
any touch
they will just blow. Even I'm sure in club sides in those days they used to do it, but now everybody begin to complain that most of these stars are being given undue advantage by referees. So because of that they are doing more damage to their attacks. So because of that you should allow them to play hard. That if they come to play football, they should not be soft. So soft touches and all of these things can come. So what I'm saying in essence is that the FA or the FIFA technical committee or technical department right now, if I were to be them, they should have suffered that.
But even if that is the case, let's assume like what you just explained now, that maybe the timetable have been fixed even before the game starts.
Then you don't.
But even if you are fixing such timetable for the game start, and you find out that but it's not fair.
Like I said,
it's not fair to have 4 or 5 countries from same country.
Even if you are
considering the fact that that Argentina, they are in this tournament. You now have 4
even as much as I'm not too comfortable with they've done to the Argentine, I also want to tell people that they should stop complaining. But I'm not in support of this kind of thing. But one of the things is that you are going to the World Cup. You should be ready to prepare against opposition, because there's something that tell you are playing coach, you are playing referee. It's always said in some events.
But if they can shout and
what they should have done immediately, the French people saw this kind of placements or peering for this event, they should have done raise a petition. But those petitions come with a lot of money. You know they call it's like when you are protesting.
Money for but are you saying that France don't have money to
number one, if you protest against that, then you are chicken out.
I remember you said you value the French team, how much they spent.
You know, that's what I'm telling you.
They have the money.
If they have the money, if you evaluate the expenditure and money and coming out at this kind of level to risk their game because of referee, then it's disastrous. They've said it. The speakers have said it. That's going to be dangerous for any call at this moment that will give anybody any kind of edge of advantage to win this from this quarterfinals stage. It's going to be dangerous. All right. Already, Infantino. I remember the former FIFA president, Sepp Blatter, has warned Infantino that he has deviated from the culture of what FIFA Football World Cup stands for. There are so many adjustments that bring in culture, politics of involvement, and that's why the politics of officiating is getting much involved. And honestly, from what I saw, for me, I am making this allegation here that the South African, that South African representing Africa in CAF is among one of these people that are putting this kind of very stupid pairing. I'm telling you, that man is a criminal. I'm sorry to use that word on air. He is alleged. I'm saying it here. Without any doubt, because he has. Look at what he did to the Senegalese. He can do anything. He can even do. They can stick manage. Not to forget that Sepp Blatter also ran into a problem with the likes of the guy from Brazil and some other people who went and if you do investigation on this FIFA World Cup, some people will go to jail for corruption and for state managing this thing. Who know where they have collected money from Argentina and you cannot tell? Well, you can't say that. No, I'm not telling you. See, there is bribery and corruption going on in football. We need to say it here because the World Cup is going very, very, very delicate. And passions and emotions are rising. Yes. Because a lot of people are leaving the stage too early when they play good football. And some stupid referees will just come and smear your performance. That's what is going on. That's why you see a lot of people crying. And thank God it's coming from the African side. But one of the things I want to say to the African people is that their mentality of inferiority complex is what is making them not to go far.
I think that's a very strong point. Looking at going forward, don't you think if that is the case, can't the French FA protest against this Is it not possible that the French FA can protest against, or let's assume if a country feel that this is not fair, can they protest against for them to change the referees that will officiate their game?
I think there are two factors involved here. I would agree first with one that you said about it. When you say at this point and at this stage when competition is, they should begin to facilitate such petitions. It's going to cost them not just money, it's going to cost you spotlight at the end of the day, because attention is not focused on you. It may imply as though you are freaking out or you are beginning to think. And there's only something called referencing. And Caleb made mention of a game where there were about 4 officials from one country. The truth is, the only reason we are raising eyebrows about this is because the 5 of them are from Argentina. There are matches in this competition where 4 are being from the same country. I think one of the reasons why FIFA made this so is because of communication and language to avoid barriers. So that the countries can communicate. If they are from the same place, they could easily communicate within themselves. Obviously not all of them can speak fluent English. So I think that's one of the things. And I don't subscribe to the idea that it's okay to go and write a petition at this point that we want the referees to be sent. We should also consider as a factor here. I think that's the purpose. I don't know when I talk about, but personally, I saw it yesterday. And the game is game. That's less than 24 hours. There are procedures to this thing. Like I said, I don't know if yesterday was when it was delayed or it was delayed before yesterday. And just like the Secretary said, we don't know whether they've arranged how the operation is going to go from group stage to finals or it is as we go. But I think in my books and in my opinion, it is not something that is worth writing a petition over or sending a message to people over that we should thank the officials for their game. I think they can play, they should play, and then let's see what comes out of the game. There is always room to petition or what can be after the game, so we never can tell. But the end goal of the game is, I think, Infantino needs to step up and needs to be better. There have been so many controversies and allegations on him, and not just him, the entire governing body of FIFA as a whole. And they need to come out clean. Let's know who they are. They should take off the mask. Let's know who they are and what they stand for.
Now you thought they don't do campaign after they don't lose the election. So if you go and protest after, you must have lost the game. So what is the use of the protest now? It's of no use now.
It depends on the content of your petition.
Yeah.
It depends. We have witnessed games where a team petition a match after the match. The game is the game. We have petitions. We have cases where the referee banned from that tournament and is even banned from refereeing other games. We have seen cases where the referee demoted, and a lot of them. There was a time that like Jay was petition, I think that Arsenal, he was demoted. So there are consequences. The consequences may not be that the game will be played or you will come and get it, but there are other consequences that will follow.
There's this referee, my guy. What's his name again? From Caleb. That's your referee that is also always killing Arsenal. Your friend. They're always making us not to win. You people always complain that Arsenal is using free kick to corner kick to win. Is it not strategy to win a game? So why would you be complaining that they are using corner kick to win? It's a strategy. Just like you use a set piece for a shot to score. So that referee doesn't like us. Not the one who play that thing, he will disallow our goal. And you will still allow him to play to one of our finals against PSG. Is that not criminality? And then they gave the game to PSG. And then we are crying. Okay. So we have a double. I wish you join me to criticize that referee. And then you are not supporting him. That's the same thing we are having in the World Cup now. The earlier we start stopping such people being nominated to officiate games. Now, I mean, being honest with you and I, let's begin to search out referees. They have lost it since Colonial. You know that guy, that coach, referee Colonial, that guy with the ball head. We have never seen
that guy has FIFA final,
and he's too
very good. Yes,
so you can get such people with such character and such pedigree and such stamina, and I think this football will go a bit far. He was only one man that they have allowed to officiate even the game from his own country and never give them any advantage. But right now we are having such pressure of financial inducement that some people are poor. But most of them, we should say that we will advise even that South American referee. Don't bring them home. If you bring them, they will collect money.
All right, Kenneth, let me get your take on that. You've been hearing the conversation since. Let me get your take on that. Do you think the FA should could have maybe go ahead?
We have all had different takes on it, but summary, I would say Erosion made a point when he said most of the reasons why referees come from the same place because of
Language difference. Yeah.
I mean, but then again, at most, like I said, at most 4/5, not entirely 5/5, because not all of them are totally involved in the game. For example, now the fourth official necessarily has more duty towards the coaches than to his fellow referees.
Yeah.
Because he's in charge of the substitution. And when they are when the coaches and the staff are not comfortable with the coach, he has the duty to explain to them why that decision was made or why it was taken in that direction. Especially when it comes to time. Maybe the time is supposed to end at so and so time, and the referee says there will be an extension. It is the fourth official who has that duty to explain to the coaches. So that coach necessarily does not need to. That fourth official does not necessarily need to be from that same country, but can come from another country and still understand the same information that is being passed. After all, I think even Argentina, all these countries, they have some commonly spoken languages. So there is at least the tendency to say, okay, let the fourth official be from somewhere. And then again, we have seen petitions come even after competition. That was what made Morocco AFCON champion. It was after the competition was done with, and Morocco filed the petition, and then they found Morocco won it. So if the game doesn't go in, it doesn't go end, like it doesn't flow well, there are some scrutiny in the game. And I think France has every right to file a petition. But then again, just like Mr. Delight says, the best thing is to people. I don't think that should be a reason why France should not say, oh, going into this game, we have to be very petty about everything. No, it makes the more reason why they aggregate them to go to the. I think some people you need to get their heads together. About a week ago because it's not now that this thing is coming out. The information actually came out 2 days after Argentina won.
Okay.
For all the obligations and all
Okay, well, sir, as we try to wrap up, Delight, looking at what is on ground now, and with the French team, how do you expect them to set up? Should they just forget about? Please, Kenneth, can you mute your mic? Can you just should they just forget about it and focus on the game? What will you be telling them if you are the technical advisor or the French team?
For me, one of the things I advise players when you are going for any championship, sometimes it's good for you during your preliminary rounds or during the times of your qualifying rounds, or maybe you go for your friendlies. It's also good to play against opponents and then they use their referee that's not for your place. It gives you a similar idea of how you can meet officiating. But and also that at this kind of time, it's not the time for you to begin to make complaints. It's a distraction. And such distractions are called psychological disadvantage to players when they begin to see someone as somebody that already will come and spoil their game. Psychologically, it affects them. It also demoralizes their confidence if they are not people. In football, that I know, I'm going to go and play a championship. I don't want to know whether you are from my side. All I need to do right now as a coach, I'll be telling them, don't take any action lightly. Go out and win. Don't be looking at the referee's call. If you look at referee's call, then it means that you are going to be distracted And one of the things that makes teams to lose is when you are distracted and when you lose focus. And when you are not confident of what you can do on the field of play, you want to pass a blame on somebody that is the one that has caused your problem of non performance. So that one should not be. If you are ready for a championship, anybody, whether they bring somebody that has a gun on your head, you will tell him, la lie, I will play, and I'll play my best, and I'll play to win. I think by way of doing the game, which somebody said, if you know you really played well, and there's some evidence of a clear issue of disfavor on your part, let them bring those clips and then you now petition. That's when, and I know that you have played. Even the audiences or the fans that are watching will all be the ones to speak for you that actually you played well, but the referee robbed you. But in this case, let France or either Morocco face the game and not look at what is on the ground, whether the referee or not. Go and play, because that's why you came to the World Championship. They didn't even tell you that this referee will be officiating your game. So your psychological mindset should be that anybody that they bring, I will play. Whether I win or I lose, I've done my best. That is all.
Okay, well said. Aaron, let's get your final. Let's get your take on this. How do you see the French team play the Moroccans? Because we know that, of course, they have the French have the capacity to do the undo. Of course, with what they parade, definitely they have it. If things all be equal, I think I think Eru is not with us. But Caleb, are you there with me? So, do you think Caleb too is not also with us. I think network has taken them off. But looking at the French team, I think they have the capacity to do, even forget the officiating and stuff like that. With the kind of squad they parade, I think they have all what it takes to do it against the Moroccan team, the Atlas Lions of Morocco.
Right now, Abel, I will tell you the truth. This match is not one match that will be an easy match. I call it an all-African encounter. Do you know why?
Why?
Most of the players in the French teams, most of them are all shit on Morocco. Do you know that Morocco has a boundary between France and their borders?
I know they have borders with Spain, that's Europe,
France and Europe. So they all play similar football, and they're all blacks in color. Either one mother is Moroccan or whatever in French, or one father is whatever. What I'm trying to say in essence, they have this power of an African descent, and Mbappe is more of an African. The other guy that also plays and scores with him, that striker. I can't get his name now. They are all Africans, and the whole major French team is African in color. It's going to be a very hard game. They will play pound for pound. They will play space for space. They will play leg for leg. What will give them the edge is the brilliance of mentality of skills. This is which I want to tell you that the Moroccans are very, very littered when it comes to skill, because most of them are playing in top European clubs, just like the French team. So what we'll be seeing is going to be a very, very tough football. For me, this game is going any other way. If you hear that French will fight, if you hear Morocco decide to win, just take it like that. That is what this game is going to play. Already, the top 8 right now, anybody can win the World Cup. It's unpredictable because they all have the quality, and we have all seen it. So nobody should be a pushover at this time. If you make any slight mistake with your tactics and slight mistake with your process and formation, and then they beat you, and that's 2-1. The game will not even end.
Who do you have on board now? Do you have Aaron Jackson on board? Who do you have on board? Okay, none of them. Well, unfortunately, I think we'll try to wrap up. You said it could go anyway, no predictions. It could go anyway. Either the French team might take it, or the
that's my safe landing.
But I think this is going to be a very huge game. Why? Because it's a repeat of the semi-finals of 2022, Qatar 2022. If you remember, it was French that took off Morocco at the semi-finals. So I think the Morocco will want to do it back.
At the quarterfinals.
At semi-finals.
Okay,
they lost the semi-final. But now they're in quarterfinals. Yes, they lost the semi-final. Thank you so much for doing this with me again, Josiah Medu. Thank you so much for doing this with me. And that's all we have for you on today's edition of the World Cup show. My sincere thanks to our guest, sport marketing strategist professional Delight Josiah Ahmedu, and also Erujan all the way from ancient city of Benin, and also the insightful Caleb for doing this with me. And also you, our viewers, thank you for staying with us. Don't forget to follow us across all social media platforms for more sports news, headlines, and exclusive content. You can also watch us on Free TV or download the Free TV app from your device Play Store for uninterrupted access to all our programs. Coming up next is we're going up to the Hausa belt. I think this is the last program for the English version. So just stay with us, and you see our programs as it all unfold. Thank you so much. I'm Abel Sunday, and from me and everybody here in the studio, I say goodbye.